Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at essentially we're going to be taking a look at the burst mode challenge and how to beat the Super Saiyan Blue Vegito burst mode, which is his Dokkan event, with a Heavenly Events team. So the modifiers are showing up on the screen right now. Mainly we're focusing on bringing a strength and AGL team. The strong units here, or the build here to go with, is generally to run double strength Goku and Gohan. That feels like it's a much better build than running double AGL Gohan, at least from my perspective. I think for the most part it's a pretty efficient build. It's one that seems to work pretty nicely, and so I find it to be pretty good. You know, it's one that was pretty reliable. It took me only one attempt. So yeah, in terms of the team, basically the rotations are going to be the strength Goku Gohan on each side of the rotations. And then going to have AGL Heavenly Events Gohan. If you don't have him, you can use the Super Trunks, you can use Super Vegeta. You can use any of those units, they just won't be as good, but you can use either of them as fine. And then on the other rotation we have the AGL LR Super Saiyan Gohan, and we have the strength Goku Gohan. Now if you don't have AGL LR Gohan and you don't have AGL Gohan, then you're probably better off running a different team build. Just in terms of when I say team build, I mean probably better off running the other categories, because the thing is although they don't do the biggest source of damage, they are very necessary defensive components for the team. So if we can't run both of them, then you're in a little bit of a sticky situation. Not having AGL LR Gohan, but maybe having two AGL Heavenly Events Gohans is fine. Maybe not having AGL LR, AGL Heavenly Events Gohan is fine if you've got, the AGL LR Gohan. So you are going to need to balance those aspects. You are going to need to really try to, have at least one of those. Now the theory, or the team build, or the idea behind it is pretty simple. Two rotations, Goku Gohan in each, have them prioritize super attacking. His health is boosted a little bit, so you should be able to get the active skill with both of them. Going to use the active skill pretty much as soon as it rocks up, which is going to be great, and then basically just letting him kind of solo carry the event. We've gone for a little bit of a health boost, but we have minimalized the health boost as much as possible. It's very important that you try not to give the boss a lot of health. You're not going to be able to get 6,000 score without boosting their attack and defense. Defense is not a big issue, rather choose defense over damage reduction. And very similarly when it comes to health, having 900% health compared to having 100 or 300% health is a very big deal. It can very dramatically change how quickly the event goes. And generally speaking, with the attack buffs, you only need to take the 200% attack buff. So if you take anything lower, you don't really get the score you need, and you don't need to take higher. So, but if you give the boss 900% health and you give them double attack, or even more than that, then you really are just running into a brick wall, because you most times are just going to get caught out, unfortunately. So that is basically the premise behind it. The typing situation, so Vegito starts as tech, goes into physical, goes into int, then goes into physical again, tech again, which is obviously not necessarily the greatest situation for us, because we have some AGL units, but it's something we can work around. Generally speaking, you will manage. You're just going to have a little bit of issues here or there, give or take. So yeah, you're just going to need to work around it, build around it, and just see how things go. Generally speaking though, I think most times you'll be fine. I just think you may have to consider one or two restarts if you get a little bit unlucky with how the super attacks fall. Generally speaking, the only priority units that can't really take a super attack is the Vegeta and Trunks exchange unit. Just they don't stack fast enough, and you don't want Goku or Gohan taking super attacks during the tech phase, obviously. Ideally, at least at first. Later on, when they've stacked up a bit, you probably can. You don't really have a huge issue with that, but you can also suffer if you try to push the agenda, so to say. So yeah, just try your best, stay focused on it, and then yeah, obviously just try and maneuver your units as best as possible. But you should be able to roll with just the set rotations. You shouldn't really have like a massive issue when it comes to running these units or anything like that. Should be theoretically quite a smooth ride. So yeah, beyond that, pretty straightforward stuff. And then you get to the tech phase. The tech phase is pretty tough, but yeah, by now you should be able to transform your Gohan. I would also suggest exchanging Trunks into Vegito. You don't really need to stack any further, and the defensive boost that he gains from transforming into Trunks is enough to prevent him from taking any damage from normals. So yeah, highly suggest that you do that. Transform your Gohan, and then yeah, from there you are basically good to go. After that, it's just a question of letting Gohan do his thing, letting him just basically do big damage. And of course you also have the active skill of the Heavenly Events Gohan, should you have him, which will help. If you don't have him, you don't need it. I didn't end up using it, but it is something that does help. So yeah, beyond that, pretty straightforward. Honestly, there wasn't a big issue. If you are struggling, look at putting gear on your units. Yeah, look at adding in crit gear, look at adding in evasion gear, look at adding in just a whole bunch of stuff. Really, you can really improve how your team works. You can run obviously pretty strong teams. You got good options. So yeah, just look at that, and then beyond that, I would say that's pretty much it. There's not too much else to really focus on, at least from my side. So I think for the most part, players should be relatively good to go. I don't think you should have any major train smashes when it comes to running these units or these teams and making them work. I think at the end of the day, everything comes together relatively nicely, but Heavenly Events is a relatively strict category, but this build really felt like it worked quite nicely. So yeah, that's going to be it for me. I will be covering how to finish this with Fusion, and obviously we'll be covering how to finish all the other ones with the different categories, just so you guys have a bit of variety in choosing what to run with. But yeah, that's basically going to be it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll see you guys next time. So until then, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, thank you so much for watching, and bye.